Hey guys, alright, here's my final Antec build. It's the rebuild with a new water cooling loop. Basically the components that I upgraded were the CPU block, the video card, a new GPU block, and added a dual cross-flow radiator with, as you can see, a frozen Q reservoir. All of this is being used on top of the bigwater, thermaltake bigwater 760 plus. So the things I kept from there are the 760 plus pump, which is what I'm using, and the 760 plus radiator, 120mm radiator. And you saw a push-pull configuration that I've done with that. So I'm just going to show you quickly the outside of the case. I cut the Antec, as you can see, I cut the Antec window out, and I fabricated it so that the reservoir is on the outside of the case because I love the frozen Q. It looks beautiful. For some reason it's not quite glowing the way I thought it would. I've got UV fluid in there right now, and the helix doesn't seem to be glowing as much as I thought it would. So I'm going to be trying to get a new inverter to try and see if it's the power and it's just not lighting up the cathode properly or what have you. But that'll be a little later on in the build. So as you can see, I cut out the window there, so you can see all the inner sides. Plus there's a trim that I just added today along the window, so it looks a lot more professional, and you can see that there's rubber around all the incisions, so it looks really good. So the outside of the case, we're going to go with I put in a new top 200mm fan with the blue LEDs. This is the black edition XFX logo because I got the 7970 in there. And then the fan controller, the way it's configured is these two here are, so this one controls the 3 fans on top of the radiators, and this one controls the 3 fans on the back of the radiators. This one controls the back exhaust, and this one controls the top exhaust. So the reason why these two don't have the RPMs is because they're controlling 3 fans each. So there we go. All the fans on the radiators, except for the bottom fan on the 120, are I can't remember the name, but they're about 76 CFM, so it blows a lot of air, and they're really quiet. You can't even hear them actually, but it's got good CFM. I got the case on back here, which is a miracle because the amount of wires, I had to slim them all down. It's not even bulging, surprisingly, but the amount of wires that I put back there is pretty astounding. And now we'll take a quick look inside the case, and I'll tell you what's going on in there. I should have probably undone these first. I'm trying to do this in one take for you guys. So currently, here, we'll take this off. So there we go. Case comes off, and here we go. I'll just tell you quickly the components. Right, so the loop goes from there's the thermaltake pump, goes directly into the XSPS water block. That's covering the 7970, the Radeon overclock 7970. Moving up into the i5 250K, 2500K. That's currently overclocked to 4.7 GHz with a slight voltage increase. Then it goes to the XSPS dual flow radiator that's in push-pull config. Comes down and exits right there. Can you see it? No, you can't really see it. Okay, but it comes out. Yeah, there it is. Comes out right there into the reservoir. Like I said, you can see the blue helix, but it's just not. It's not glowing the way I want to. So I'm gonna actually talk to the guy who made it and see if it's supposed to be doing something different. Anyways, all fittings are bitspower fittings. I bought 45-degree angles for the 45-degree connections and 90 degrees for the others. So it goes from the reservoir, as you can see right there. It goes back into the 120mm radiator, which then has a push-pull config. It comes out right here and back and sucks it back into the pump. Because I did this rad install, I took out all the drive bays, which made me have, I had one SATA hard drive, which is actually sitting on the ground with pads underneath it. You can see that it's actually on the ground there. That's not moving, very solid. And the back is where, over there on the back side, is where my SSD is stored. All the cable management, the detail has been, I'm really happy with the detail. There's 2 LEDs in this water block, and as you can see, you can barely see the wiring. The wiring goes out back there. There's also a LED strip at the very back that runs along the top on the ledge there. It's all been pushed back. That stems from down here, and it goes out behind the case and up along the back there, so I can actually turn it on, turn it off, or change how bright I want it. There we go. So that's that. The only cables you can see that's the power right there, and I might actually put some rubber surroundings on that. You can't really see that much. And the power for the graphics card, which is right there. Can't really get rid of that. The 2 SATAs go to the back. One comes down here for the power, and the SATA all go out back there, and the other one goes to the SSD, which is on the back. These power cables and the reset buttons are all tucked up around here, as well as all the fan controls and whatnot are tucked around back. So if you're looking at it from straight on, you actually cannot see very many wires except for the power, and I might change the colors of the power adapters here, but that's pretty much all it. So it's running, this is a 1000-watt Mushkins power supply, ASUS. We've got the ASUS P8Z68 V Gen 3 motherboard, and that is 16 gigs of overclock Kingston RAM, so it's at 2100 megahertz, and that's pretty much it. The temperatures for the CPU run around anywhere from 23 to 30, and I haven't really pushed it too much yet. I've just been playing vid games, and it hasn't really been pushed too much, but at 4.7 gigahertz, this water blocking loop is pretty impressive. So really happy with the build. To be honest, the only thing I'm going to be thinking about fixing is the try and get this glowing a little bit. I'm not too sure why it's not, because I do have UV fluid running through the pipes. It's all clear tubing, so you can actually see the clear tubing, and I'm using EK. Oh, sorry. I'm using EK fluid coolant to highlight. As you can see as well, I forgot to show you, but up here is stored a UV light, so you can actually see the glow when the lights are off on the tubes. I may be putting a separate tube in the corner over here, just a 6-inch, so it can get these tubes underneath, and that'll be coming up shortly. But other than that, everything looks amazing and runs fantastic, so let me know what you think. Thanks.